A pleasant day, everyone. I am Brian S. Santos, member of Group 3. Today, we're going to have an experiment. We're going to describe the changes of solid materials when it bends. First, let me present to you the materials that we're going to use to our experiment. First, we have here a plastic ruler. Second, we have here a plastic hair comb. Third, we have here a wire. And lastly, we have here a phone case. And now I already presented to you the materials that we are going to use to our experiment. And now let's jump into the procedure that we are going to do when we are bending these materials. The only things that we need to do is to hold the both edges of these materials and bend it. Again, the only thing that we need to do when bending these materials is hold these both edges and bend it. Now that we already know what we are going to do on bending these materials, let's proceed on how it may happen. Let's first bend this ruler. As the procedure, we are needed to hold these both edges by our fingers and bend it. Did you see any changes? I've seen changes. And next, on hair comb. Let's bend it. Did you see any changes? I've seen the changes. And let's now bend this wire. Did you see any changes? Did you see any changes? I've seen changes. And lastly, on this cell phone case, let's bend it. Did you see any changes? Did you see any changes? I've seen changes. And now we already performed bending these materials. Let's jump into our observation and the result of our experimentations. Let's first look for the result and our observation for this plastic ruler. As we can see, at first, it has a long size. But when we bent it, the size went shorter. And the shape is straight. But when we bent it, it became a curve. But there is no other matter or materials being formed. Therefore, the changes that we only seen here in the ruler is its size and its shapes. And let's proceed on this hair comb. Let's bend it. As we can see, just like the ruler, from being long, it became shorter. And the shape became different. It became curved like this ruler. Therefore, the changes we've been observed in here hair comb was the size and its shapes. But there is no changes on its physical as solid. And let's proceed to the third one. It was wire. From being straight to curve. By that, we can say that it changed the size and shapes. And look very much. It is still a wire. Therefore, there is no changes from being wire, but only found in the shape and size. And lastly, here in the cell phone case. As we bend it, the size and shape has changed. From being long, it became shorter. from being rectangle, it became square. Therefore, the changes we observe here in cell phone case was its size and shapes, but there is no changes from being its solids. Now that we already explained our observation and the result, we have now our conclusion. Therefore, the plastic ruler, the plastic hair comb, the wire, and the cell phone case are still the same as solid materials, but the only changes that we have observed from them was the changes of shapes and sizes. Therefore, when we bend solid materials, the only changes that we will observe is its shapes and the sizes. No new materials will be formed. I hope you have learned from this exciting experiment. Again, I am Brian Santos, member of Group 3.